Before I start, I want to address some congratulation and salutation to some particular group and person. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Chapin, NAACP, Black Lives Matter, government officials, Protestant sector in Haiti. My name is Marmontel Pierre. I am a United Methodist clergy. I am the founder of Lee County Refugee Center, and I am a writer. This panel and I come before you this afternoon to share information about an unprecedented political crisis that my homeland faces. As we speak at this time, according to the Haitian Constitution, every 5 years on February 7th, there should be a new administration sworn in, like in the United States of America. Each 4 years, on January 20, a new administration sworn in. This constitutional requirement started not long ago because we know Haiti spent 300 years of slavery, 182 years of dictatorship. Haiti started its first democratical experience after February 7, 1986, when the Haitian people divorced brutally with one of the more brutal dictatorship regimen throughout the region. Baby and Daddy Dog installed a dictatorship regimen that lasts for 29 years. On February 7, 1991, the first freely elected President Jean Bertrand Aristide took office, and according to this requirement, back in 1991, February 7, 1991, every 5 years, a new administration must sworn in. Per se, February 7, 1991 plus 5, February 7, 1996, February 7, 1, February 7th, 2006, February 7th, 2011, February 7th, 2016, and February 7th, 2021, which means this president actually should leave office to respect the electoral deadline framed by the Haitian Constitution. The Article 134-2 of the Haitian Constitution and Article 249 of the Electoral Law says if for any reason a problem occurred that prevents the runoff to take place during the electoral year, the winner of the next election has to enter to office immediately he or she was declared winner by the Provisional Electoral Council. His or her term has been considered begun according the electoral deadline. This February 7th, 2021 marked the end of the term of this president, Mr. Jovenel Moise. He failed to organize any election to replace mayors, lower chamber, and 2/3 of the Senate. However, he dysfunctioned the parliament without finding an agreement between the officials. Right now, him only stay to power, and all the three powers concentrate to just one man. This president created 5 fake companies: Betex, Confeder, Acquitrans, Sofidai, Jomar, where his friends and him misused. I don't say steal or stolen, I say misuse 4.3 billion of dollars that should be used to build schools, hospitals, ports, like airports, roads, and other infrastructures for the well-being of the Haitian people. Lately, an administrative court in Haiti found this president signed 69 contracts. Some of the contracts have been signed with dead people. The Haitian people took the streets to claim justice. His close staff and gangs allied to the government organized a series of massacres at La Saline, Bel Air, Cité Soleil, Mariani, Carrefour, and many other regions surrendering the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. You can go to Google and try to Google massacres of Haiti. These massacres cost over 500 lives. He want two women to power to protect his allies. Among the dead, I just take some samples. Journalists like Vladimir Legagneur, Ospide Pétion, Néhémie Joseph, Grégory Saint-Hilaire, Evelyne Sincère, Garna Joseph, students, and Montferrier Dorval, the Federal Bar Head Association over the nation. This administration support 102 gang cartels throughout the nation. They kidnap business people, professionals of all sectors, innocent civilians, never a close partisan of the government. This market reports millions and millions of US American dollars per year. Last January 13, 2020, this president dysfunctioned the parliament. He shut down the Supreme Court lately, and all courts at every level of the entire nation right now is open. He placed guard to watch them. He arrests, tortures, jails, harms, mistreat, exile personalities like judges, lawyers, teachers, business people, political opponents, testers, and whoever has a second opinion. All the three powers concentrate to the hand of just one man. He violated the human rights without fear of any consequences later on. He just revoked and replaced 3 Supreme Court judges that they accused like partisans of the opposition. The Haitian Constitution says it's unacceptable for a judge to be removed or to be replaced without consent. Without consent. From all that, the attitude of the international community seemed careless. Despite all of the misconduct of the government, he has full support of the European Union, USA, UN, and OAS. The reason that he has those support is because he voted for Donald Trump to invade the Venezuela, who loaned Haiti $4.3 billion for development. The international community, in complicity with the dictator, right now Haiti is upside down. The news right now is in order. Haiti has a structure named core group. This core group comprises a series of major embassies like USA, Germany, Canada, France. It's another form of colonialism because they try to punish Haiti for the fact we were the first black nation that teach to black people around the world to fight against the slavery. You know how long it took for the international to recognize the independence of Haiti? They always want Haiti to pay the price for that. The president, Jovenel Moïse, does not enjoy any credibility to organize free, fair, impartial, and inclusive election. He named 9 members of his party, Pierre, to form a unilateral electoral council. This electoral council going to create more problem, more crisis in our homeland. He also named 5 supporters, 5 of his friends, to change the constitution so he can get more power. For all that, the Haitian people want a transition to talk about major problems that shakes the nation. The Haitian people want trials, some trials for financial and blood crimes that this government has caused to the nation. The Haitian people want a series of talks about the reform of the constitution, credible, fair, and free elections, but not partisan only. Further, I want to make myself the voice, like Martin Luther King, Dr. Junior D, like Jesse Jackson D, like Al Chapin D, like a lot of people did like Gerard Jean Just did over Miami for immigrant people. As a clergy, I want to be a voice for these people, for these suffering people. The international Haitian diaspora, the human rights groups, Catholic and Protestant churches, evangelicals, the civil society, Federal Bar Association, labor unions, syndical associations, Supreme Court of Haiti, prestigious political class asked Mr. Jovenel Moses to live immediately. Last Sunday, led by the Protestant sector, over 2 million Haitian over the entire nation took the street to say no to dictatorship, yes to democracy. Anytime the power concentrates to one president, he used the force to repress, oppress, kill, murder people. And whatever he does or say he's going to do is another lie. This government gave gangs kidnapping, rapes, violations, and makes people's life more miserable. The Haitian American voters gathered together to ask to Biden-Harris administration to disengage with this dictator. It's unconceivable in 2021 to accept in the region hour and 40 minutes of the Miami International Airport to reinstall a dictatorship. One of the questions that we ask OAS, Organization of American States, why there is a political opinions for Venezuela and there is another one for Haiti. We ask, we want to raise our voice against this core group, because the purpose of this core group is to name or dictate who should be raised to office or who should not be. We ask President Biden and Vice President Harris to say something, to do something to help the Haitian people. We can no longer support a bloodshed in Haiti. We ask President Biden and Harris to recall Mrs. Michelle J. Sisson, because she's the boss of the Haiti. Her position makes America a shame. She takes all the decision. The said president is not a real president, he's just a custodian. We don't want to do any threat or make give any ultimatum. We do not think that with the kind of problem this new administration has today, he has to neglect his job to refer to our homeland. But we all together came as one to vote for Biden and Harris because we know that this new administration will be treating us differently than the past one. The former president went to lead Haiti. He said to Haitian people, Haitian, whether you want or do not want to vote for me, let me be your champion. Haitian gathered behind him because we hate what Hillary and Bill Clinton did to us. We voted for him. As soon as he got elected, he called us as whole country, as whole people. If Mr. Biden does not help us right now, because we cannot wait. We cannot wait. The next election, the Haitian American coalition voters will not vote for Democrats. Any change of the Constitution, any rigged election by this guy going to create more crisis in our homeland. We love America, we love Haiti. We want that Mr. Biden and Mrs. Harris do something to help us. If not, we're going to vote otherwise the next 2 years, whether for Congress, whether for governor, and next 4 years, whether for the presidential elections. Thank you very much for taking time to listen to us. This is the cry of every sector of the Haitian community who doesn't speak English, but that trust us to speak on the name. Do something right now because we cannot wait too many kidnappings, too many women violated, too many blood shed in Haiti. We need help and we cannot wait right now. May God bless America. May God bless Haiti. Thank you.